What's up, y'all? Whoever is watching this video. I just got home from the gym, with my friend. We just listened to music, we're just chilling, got some food after, you know. And, I had a good time, I had a really good time. And this helped me, get away from the feelings that I didn't want to feel when I was alone at home, missing my ex-girlfriend, missing everything we had together. But this helped me, right? But this helped me because instead of coming home and, just missing her away, I felt fulfilled. I felt happy because, I put in work for myself, I'll talk to one of my best friends, I was living life. But I know people out there who's doing the same thing, but doing what they're doing, they're going with their friends, drinking, in the car, doing bad things they shouldn't, trying to hook up with girls, asking girls for the girl's number, they're doing these things, and that's why they come home, that's why they're sad, And I'm telling you, you have to replace these things in your head, with things that will benefit you. You can't just, act like remove these things, expect to remove these routines. You have to replace these routines with things that benefit you, So what I did, let's say you guys went to sleep on call every night, I used to do that every single night, and I always look forward to that, But now I go sleep listening to Reddit stories, online, or online sermons, because these educate me. These help me realize a different perspective on life, These help me, learn about God, or learn about other people, or let's say when you wake up in the morning, you always send her good morning text, Now write 3 things in the notes, or write down, write down 3 things that that you're grateful for, 3 things that that you want to do today, because these things, these help you understand yourself, and these benefit you. Don't do that stuff where it's not gonna help you. You're doing it because you want to hide that void, but that instead of you don't want to mask that pain, that void, but that void's always there, and that's why you always hurt randomly. That's why you're saying, why do I feel like this? It hurts so bad, because you're doing things that ain't good for you. Sitting in your bed crying ain't good for you. Sitting down watching YouTube for 14 hours a day, scrolling through reels ain't good for you. Spend your time wisely, and that's how you feel so much more fulfilled, Start learning that new thing, learn piano, learn how to, do clap push-ups, do whatever. Start these new things, because these will make you feel more fulfilled. These will fill the gap in your heart, it'll fill it up with better things, and that's how you heal, that's how you grow properly, I'm just gonna go over things that you shouldn't do, okay? After a breakup. What you shouldn't do is keep them on social media. Stop keeping that door open where you could text them, Remove social media, Block them on Snapchat. No, I don't have to block them. Just delete Snapchat, delete Instagram, delete TikTok. That's what I did, That's what I did, and it helped me so much. Helped me get through it, because I know, when I had that thing in my head to stalk her, when I had the thing to message her, I couldn't, and that blocked out every single way of talking to her, That made me grow, that made me heal, and realize that I can grow without her. I can be that person without her, because I know you're thinking. You're thinking, what if she reaches out to me? What if she wants me back? What if she texts you? She's not, man. I'm sorry. She's gone. She's so far back, She's saying these things to make you stay, to make you feel like she wants you back, and she's making you stay. But you're giving her the power to choose whether or not, that she could be with you or not, You choose. You choose. I promise you. And the choice, if you keep choosing, I want to be with her, that's the wrong choice. Okay, that's the wrong choice. You have to move. Because she's not gonna text you randomly. Stop looking for her name in the morning. Stop looking for her name when she texts you. Want to call? Stop looking for those messages. Fill those messages. Fill those with something else. By the right. Reading the Bible. Read. Doing things that fulfill you. Remove her. I don't care. I know you miss her. I know you want to talk to her. But she's gone. She's so far gone. And no matter. And every time you wait for her, every time you do all these things, you're giving her power she doesn't deserve. This leads to the next thing. Stop looking at the bright side. Start looking at how she hurt you, how she manipulated you, For me, she lied to me, she cheated on me. Boy, that you don't have to worry about. That boy, that she called ugly, that she called, she told me she didn't know how to cheat, but she cheated on me. And, instead of crying, instead of just looking, why would she do this? She was so perfect, wanna know what I did? I moved on, you know. It hurt. It hurt so bad, you know. But I grew because I'm not giving her the power where she just has power over me and thinks she's, you know, thinks she can control my life, because she can't. I know she can't. And that's why I'm growing as a person, you know. I'm getting closer to God. I'm getting closer to the, you know, getting closer to the gym, you know, with my friends, back to my family, you know. And these things, you know, they help me realize what she did to me and how much better I'm doing without her, how I can grow without her, you know, how I can be that person. And how you can be that person too, because I'm not telling you to be perfect, you know. I'm telling you to be that version of yourself that you know is better for you, that you want to be when you're little, you know. You have to choose now, but I'm telling you, start as soon as possible, because you don't have time to wait. You don't have time to wait for that perfect moment. You don't have time for that. You don't have time waiting for, oh, I got an idea, you know, because it's not going to come. The more you wait for that time, the more you're wasting your life waiting for that time. You're wasting your life, you know, just when you have the life that God has given you, that God has hardly given to you, you know. And the life that your mom has spent 9 months pushing you out of her stomach, that life that you're waiting for, it's not going to come, okay? Be that person. Stop waiting to be that person. Be that person, okay? So I got a little off track, but I just wanted to tell you, because I know moving on and growing is hard. But you have to realize time isn't going to come back for you like she is, because she's not going to come back to you too. You have to keep pushing. Next, this is the biggest one, okay? You have to listen to me here, okay? Grow, but in silence. You don't need to post on your story, you know, I hit 500 PR, you know, I can bench, you know, that doesn't matter, because it matters to you. You don't need to show that, because I promise you, they'll notice how much you're improving. They'll notice how much you're growing. They'll notice how much you're becoming a person without them, you know. I promise they'll notice. I promise they'll notice, and they'll text you. They'll text you saying, hey, I miss you. I made a mistake. Come, let's get back together. But by that time they say that, you're gonna be so far gone. You're gonna be so far gone that you won't even look back. And you're gonna look back and say, why did I even want you in the first place? And you're gonna move on. You're gonna leave her, because that was the mistake she made. You know, she manipulated you. She hurt you, man. She hurt you. You have to move on. I don't want you to stay who you are. I want you to grow. I want you to change. Be that person you always want to be. Okay? Stop giving her power that she needs, that she craves for. You know you're giving it her. Stop doing this. I know you're capable. I know you can grow. Show her that you can. Show yourself that you can. Show her that you can be this person without them. Okay? You know, this means starting new things, you know, starting that business you always wanted to start, you know, learning new things that you want to do, you know, because this is my dream. You know, my dream was starting a business, you know, or learning how to day trade and starting a YouTube channel where I could talk to people, because I know I'm good at talking to people, you know, but I couldn't, because I felt like she was holding, I felt like she was my everything. I felt like I didn't need anything else. But in reality, she was holding me back while manipulating me. She was holding me back from my dreams where I couldn't, follow what I truly wanted to do, you know? I just want to know that one day you'll grow so much, as long as you put in the effort, you put in the time, and you be patient. I promise. You put in so much effort, you know. It's not gonna take a week. It's not gonna take a month. It might take a couple months. It might take a year. But they'll text you. They'll text you and say, I want you back. I made a mistake. I should have trusted you. You know, I should have never done that. And I couldn't. And I'm sorry. They're gonna apologize. They're gonna want you back. And I promise you don't realize it right now. But you're gonna be so far ahead, you know, so far first place in that race. And you're gonna wonder why your standards were so low. Why you thought you never found another girl like her. Because you don't want to find another girl like her. You don't want a girl who hurts you. You don't want a girl who lies to you. You don't want a girl like that. Because if she really put faith in you, if she really wanted this to work, she'd stay with you, no matter how hard it got. No matter how hard it got, she stayed with you, and she'll change with you, she'll benefit with you, she'll grow with you. Okay, but guess what? She didn't, and you're here. Okay, I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy to, because if it was easy, you'd be so far, you wouldn't even be thinking about watching this video. But it's not easy. Okay? Today would be a good day. Tonight would be a good night where I can wake up tomorrow morning. I can start a new day. Clean everything. Start a new weekend. Where I could be that person. Because I know I'm not gonna wake up in the morning and stay in my bed for 2 hours straight. Because I have a life out there. I have a beautiful life out there where I could grow. I could thrive and prosper. And you should too. It was in the morning for you. Get up from that bed and do something. It can be anything. Clean your room. I don't know. Ask your mom if you help cooking, stuff like that. Go to the gym, do some push-ups now and then, or if it's night, put the phone down, read a book, study a little bit, put the phone down, write down what you want to do tomorrow, set that goal up tomorrow and start tomorrow. Okay, you don't have time for this. Move on, because I promise you're not going back. Because my previous relationship, right? We broke up, and I was so strong, She realized how close I was with God. She realized how much I improved and how much I didn't need her. She texted me saying I'm sorry. And the second we broke up, I said that no matter what, I'll wait for her. No matter what, I'll do anything for her. But once I realized that I didn't need her, I grew, I prospered, I became this person that I've always wanted to be, I have a good business, I have my friends, I have my family close to me, I'm close with God. I read the Bible every night. I pray to Him every night, and I realized I don't need her. She was bad for me. She made me feel worse, She stopped me from my dreams, But I promise you, man, it only gets easier, okay? Because one day, one morning, you're gonna stop waking up. You're gonna wake up, and you're gonna stop checking that phone for her name, And one night, you're gonna stop checking her phone. In one night, or one day, you're gonna stop checking her location, And that's growing. That's being that kid, you always wanted to be. I know it's hard, I know it's not easy. Because no one said it was easy. Okay? But you need to put in the effort. You need to put in the time. Don't expect it to take a day, Stop waking up in the morning saying, why am I not healed? Because it takes time. Okay? Okay, I'm proud of you, I know how hard you're trying. Give yourself some credit, man, You've made it this far. But that doesn't mean you should give up. Because your life doesn't stop, okay? Keep going. Move on. Stop thinking about them. Okay? Good luck. Don't give up, alright? You're not alone. You're not alone. Okay. Good luck, man. Don't give up.